into live stream, and it's been live streamed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Hello.
Love it.
Streamy live stream thing.
Hello, internet.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Oh. She's got funny things on her head because it's Halloween. Yes. So that's Iris with strange things being strange. And Emma V, you've joined us.
Yay.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Glad to be here.
So we have to find out. Oh, let's press the button and see if it's working.
It better be. I showed everyone my bats.
Oh yes, there it is. It's on. We're on. We're all doing weird things as well, so that's good. So should we get down to bee's knees automatically?
Yes, please.
Yes. Do you want to start one Iris?
Yeah. Shall I start with my own recommendation before I start talking about everybody else's recommendation? I never start with my own, so I feel like this one time maybe I should.
Allow that.
Because the book I want to talk about is really beautiful. First of all, it's called Starling House. It's by Alex Harrow, who is the author of a few books that people might know who like sort of modern fantasy books. One of them is called The Once and Future Witches, which is really good. One of them is called The 10,000 Doors of January, which I really enjoyed. And then there's two sort of fairy tale retelling novellas. It's like a duology. And then this is her new book, Starling House. You can't really see, but it's really shiny in real life. Anyway, it's kind of perfect for this time of year. It's about a girl, like young woman, and her brother, who's a little bit younger. And they've always sort of had to fend for themselves. They live in a motel and they work sort of dead-end jobs just to make enough money to be able to eat. And in town, there's this house called Starling House, which sort of pulls the main character in. Like, she feels this strange draw to this house and she doesn't know why. And then eventually she meets a young man who lives there, and sort of he doesn't want her there, but sort of against both of their better judgment, she ends up working at the house. And a lot of stuff ensues, and some of it is romantic and some of it is very dark and spooky and gory.
Ooh.
It's great.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So
it's really nice.
A love and gory.
Yeah, it's like a dark fantasy novel that has romance elements.
But it's in the fantasy section or in the romance section?
Yes. No, it's a fantasy book. Yeah.
I think these days we have to say that because, as you know, we talked about it before, the crossovers.
Yeah. No, this is definitely a fantasy book.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. It's really good. It's really good.
You are going to start with yours. I am going to start with mine.
Oh, Christ. Okay.
Big. And it's not shiny.
Oh.
It's a bit shiny. You can see on the horror, it's like
yeah.
The other stuff is very nicely matte. I'm into matte. I like that. And this the art of horror movies. It's one of a set of books that are coming out. This is the first one, I believe. And I've ordered them all up for Christmas time. So, you know, get your big, large stockings ready and put one.
Huge stockings. Massive stocking.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, it's going to be, it has to be a stocking that belongs to some like Frankenstein monster or something like that. So it's lovely. It's big. It's almost 60 euros. And it's got lots of lovely pictures of posters and details of stuff. I'm not super into horror myself, but I do like the way this looks. It's just fun to see how it's progressed over the years. Actually, these are the nasty 90s. Yeah, so it goes from the 60s through to the 90s, and it's just, yeah, if you're into that, and I know people are, then it's a very nice thing to have, I think.
Cool.
I suppose you'd call it, but still, if you're into this thing, and I can imagine having all of the different ones. The other ones are like I think movies from the 80s or classic movies and things like that. So very, very buyable, I think.
It's always very tempting to collect them all, isn't it?
That's you know, if you can.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Also, if it's like almost €60, you might as well get a discount card from us. So if you're not a student already. But
Nice plug.
hey, do you like
Booksellers after
Well
all.
done.
smooth as butter. So there you go. That's my thing, because I say my thing because it's in my film section. Not the plot.
Right. Yeah.
There you go. In Amsterdam, in Amsterdam. That's me done. Emma,
Yeah.
tell us a story about the book.
So yeah, I think I'll start with these two. They're actually two comic books. Volume 1 is Garlic and the Vampire. The second one is Garlic and the Witch. So they're middle grade comics. And it's really about, well, the protagonist is a garlic or garlic human. It's really
I'm sorry,
yeah,
just something in the way you said that.
yeah, I was confused myself as well, because, well, it's a garlic with legs. So
Can you hold it a little closer to the camera so I can see?
Yeah, sure. This better?
Oh no, that's
it's really cute. The eyes. Yeah. She's from a vegetable patch, and she has many vegetable friends. Her best friend is Carrot. And well, the patch belongs to a witch Agnes, and she has the power to sow these vegetables, and then they come to life. Because at some point this garlic will be a human. Yeah, so that's it's really a story about growing up, actually, and doing things that seem very scary at first, but then you know, sometimes it's also some line in this book, see where it is, you want to wait until you're ready, but sometimes you never are. So that really sums it up. And then she goes on adventures and meets a vampire.
And did you say it's a comic, or is it's a written book?
It's a comic, actually. Yeah, you know, you can see. Yeah.
Okay.
And some of these pictures don't even have lines, so you can read through it really quickly. I think both you can read in 1 hour. It's really short. Yeah, but it's very light. And
are there more? Is it just these two? Is there more in the series?
Yeah, well, it's for now it's just these two, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a third one coming. Yeah. Nice.
And is it actually also meant for kids as well, or is it more just for grown-ups?
Well, it's middle grade, I think 9 to 12. So the protagonist is probably still young herself. But since she's a garlic, I'm not sure what exactly.
It's kind of hard to tell age.
Yeah. But it's really about still a kid, I think. But yeah, I think it's very nice to read as an adult as well, because it's just very cozy and not a lot of drama. It's just a very easy read.
Do you guys in the Hague and in LEIDSCHENDAM have like a separate section for graphic novels for of kids from 9 years old onwards? Because in Amsterdam we just put that together in the last 2 months because there was more questions, and in that section, and so you have things as well which like Anne Frank obviously is something which you can read as a kid, but you can read that's also in there as a graphic novel. So
that's the thing, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard to separate like who's the intended audience here.
Well, we end up putting it in both, of course, when we have it.
I heard from the buyer from the kids section, I believe 5 to 8 years. She says, well, these comics are selling really well, better than the novels for younger children. So might be something to
it's something to think
consider about. Maybe
the ABC at Amsterdam, just see what we've done, and it's like I said, it's a pretty new thing, but it's come out of questions that people want, and there's lots to get, actually. That's what for me was surprising as well, is that now I see what's there. You can like these books, you know, just absolutely fit in that section, because it's like, you know, for he said 9-year-old onwards, 8-9-year-old, and it just starts them off. And
Dog Man, Cat Kid, all those stories.
It makes me think of Harry Potter when that first came out, because that was the first age-breaking book where grown-ups, it was meant for kids basically, but grown-ups on the trains, but then they were taking off the covers and putting other covers to make it look like reading.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't be seen reading a children's book.
And then they actually two versions of all the books, a grown-up cover version and a kids.
That's true. Yeah, like the fancy black adult editions.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Do they still exist? Actually, I
don't think so.
Yeah, I haven't seen them.
Okay.
No, because also the original like British editions with all the different colors are very hard to get these days, because it's been so long and there's so many different editions now.
Yeah.
They've gone through.
It's for 25 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. I read it last week. They did a 25-year thing of it, which is pretty damn crazy.
Yeah.
Makes me feel real old.
Just imagine, yeah. Time flies.
Enough to recommend another book, I think, he said. Tick, tick. You want to have a go?
If you insist.
Go on.
I have a recommendation. I have a few recommendations, but let's just start with one from Sievert, who is the horror buyer in Amsterdam, who is like I'm the horror buyer in The Hague. So we're like, what do you call that?
Best buddies.
Partners in crime.
Oh, right.
No, it's also because we sort of started working at ABC around the same time. So it very much feels like we're like a cohort. There used to be more of us, but we're the last two standing of our cohort.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, he recommended some books because Siewert likes the more sort of gory side of horror books to read for himself. And the first one that he recommended is actually a book that is printed on Betty, our EBM, our espresso book machine. And it's called To Offer Her Pleasure. And Siewert says, don't judge a book by its cover, but this might be the best cover ever, which I personally think it's very valid to judge books by their covers, because like someone put a lot of effort into making the cover. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you do judge it. Let me show the picture while you're talking about it.
Sure, yeah. Okay. So Siewert says, after the death of his father. Oh, but wait, if you do that, then I can't read my screen. There we go. After the death of his father, Ben's mother turns to alcohol and an abusive boyfriend while struggling with the grief. Ben finds a book with a mysterious horned woman in it, to which he offers bloody sacrifices, which sounds delightful.
Yes.
And he also says that the author is very good at writing very creepy, haunted places. So that sounds perfect for Halloween. I'm just saying.
Just saying, that's all. Yeah.
That's exactly.
I'm not going to read it myself, but if you like horror.
No, it's not for me either. But if that's your sort of thing, then this is probably a good one.
There you go. I'm quite amazed, actually, because the way he does it, for the horror section in Amsterdam, he buys ones and twos of a lot of books instead of having, say, two of less books. And so it doesn't look as tidy, but it's got a great selection. And it doesn't have to be such a huge, physically a large section to have a lot of different, and they go really, you know. So then there's always a
I not to toot my own horn, but I do that too. There's very few titles where I'll have more than 2 copies on the shelf, just so that I can put more titles on the shelves, because it's not a very big section. I don't have a ton of room. So if I want to like offer a diverse selection, then I can't offer the numbers. And I really like the idea that there's something in there for everyone. You know, some people are into like the gory, dark, bloody stuff. Some people are into more sort of the classic ghost stories. Some people are more into like the vibey sort of almost like comedy horror, if you know what I mean. Some of it's very funny and very sort of dry. So I'd like to put a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, that's what I see in this section here in Amsterdam as well. And I actually stole his idea, and I've done.
How dare you? No, that's good.
But you take on the shoulders of giants. And
Yeah.
I do that with the film, so that indeed you get like a turnover of interesting little books that people, one is gone, maybe get another one, maybe not. carry on. And just a larger, for a small section, you've got a large variety of books. But nice. Okay. We'll get back to Siewert because you've got another couple of suggestions. And I'll go for the Bella one. Hey, Bella.
All right.
Bella recommends What You're Looking For Is in the Library by, and I'm going to butcher this one, Michiko Aoyama.
Oh shit, I didn't say the author's name for that. Anyway, continue.
Alicia, say. That's the one you want to say. Yeah, I don't know how you say it either.
Well, see, we suck at this. How are we still doing this?
Oh my God, we're getting old. That's what it is. But we should link all of these favorites in the description downstairs in the video afterwards, so that people can get what
downstairs. I don't know if I like that or hate it. You mean in the description? Yeah. No, I know.
Yes, in the description, and so that people can link up and try and fathom out what the hell we said and what books they liked. Because they'll find it on our ABC site on the what page, the bestsellers,
the highlights page.
Anyway, back to Bella, because she I asked for a little blurb and she gave me half a book, so I'm going to cut this down. But she's
allowed because it was her birthday yesterday.
Oh, there you go. Yes, that's true.
And then you can do whatever you want. Everybody knows that.
The one day that you're allowed to do anything you like.
Yeah.
And she brought in cakes as well, which were all nice and gooey. And yeah. So anyway, what she says is, for lovers of Before the Coffee Gets Cold, which is a classic we've talked about before. I have to get my head around that as well. Reading this book felt like a hug. I loved how the book made me want to have a chat with each character while enjoying Japanese roasted tea and Korea Miyado honey dome cookies. Both items mentioned in the book. She goes on to talk about these different characters, about 4 or 5 of them, each of them in there from the 21 to about 40, and they're all
No, there's one who's older.
Oh?
It says finally a recent retiree.
Oh, you're reading through. Yes, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, finally a recent retiree. Yeah, there you go.
Because I'm real good at reading, Luke.
And a retiree, which would be about 65, or it depends if you're in America or not, because that could be like 80 or something like that there. Anyway, oh no, if it's Japanese, then it's
yeah, I don't know what the retirement age is in Japan.
Neither, no. Anyway,
these are not facts I come across in my daily life.
That's it. We'll have to come back on that one. She says each of these characters, though at different junctures in their lives, is plagued by feelings of self-doubt and insecurity. But Miss Kumachi, who is the person they come to see, gives helpful suggestions, and they prove to be profoundly impactful. And she says, as a bookseller, I felt a certain amount of pride in my job. It was amazing how the librarian in the book knew exactly what extra book to put on the recommendations list for our protagonists. The extra books never had anything to do with what the characters came in for, but somehow these books were the books that helped them. And
sounds very Japanese.
Yeah.
The whole premise, the whole thing. Yeah.
Slightly, but for us Westerners, I think it's just like, what's going on here? But it's very nice in a nice way. So it's almost, I feel like it's a bit of a thriller or a strange things going on in the plots in the book. Anyway, she loved the list of book titles mentioned as well. That's also on the last page, and she looked them all up. And she says they all looked as charming as the characters have described them. So there's if you like that book, then there's all these.
That's quite clever that they put the list in there as well. I think. Ooh, I like that.
So there you go. So that's a bit of Japanese literature, which sounds good fun. Bella's into all Japanese stuff, so she's good for that.
That's true.
Yeah. And shall I have a quick peek at the picture?
Yes.
If I get the right page up, hold on a second. Where are you? It's disappeared.
And this is riveting content, Luke.
Absolutely. Hey, click there. Okay. This book is what we're talking about. 19 euros.
Oh, I've seen that one around.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Kind of screams, yes, read me. So there you go.
It's one of those books that I'll see and I'll be like, oh, that looks really cute. I should try it sometime. And then for some reason, I just never do.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Same with Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Every time I'm like, oh, that sounds really cute. I should read it. And then I don't ever read it. It's so short as well. And it just never happens.
Yeah, yeah. 2024, you can make a New Year's resolution.
Okay. Yeah, who knows?
Emma
Not
V.
me.
I think that Emma V has another book waiting in store for us.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, yeah. I also read Sherlock Holmes: The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Ooh, a classic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I really like these classics and Sherlock Holmes stories in general, because I think it's, well, both a mystery but also a bit cozy, because it's always Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson in their apartments chatting together. And but this one is this one I think was really also suitable for autumn, because it takes place on the moors and it's dark and then
Moody and gloomy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I really liked about this one is the question if there was actually a dog there, a hound or not. So that's a theme that's going on in the story all the time. Yeah, there's so many storylines as well, like characters knowing each other and slowly they're finding out how they're all related. And there's a lot more. Yeah, in the end, it's very surprising. I think it's yeah.
No spoilers.
Yeah, I won't say too much, but yeah.
It is a classic. I mean, as far as I don't know in Holland whether it's always seen as a classic, but in England growing up, it was one of those things kind of next to Shakespeare or something like that. Not that it's as high quality, you know, that's the thing, but it's like it was always around, and you had the 30s black and white or the 40s black and white version. They were just great. It was like curious, and that gave it a sort of sphere as well. So yeah, it's.
We also had, I believe we also had to read it in high school
Oh.
for English. Yeah. So that's how I got to know the story. That's yeah.
Oh, funny. Yeah,
Cool. There's so many adaptations as well.
Yeah.
I mean, of Sherlock Holmes in general, but also specifically like this case seems to be a favorite.
Yeah.
A bit like it was also sorry.
10 or something like that.
Yeah, I also like this new series called Sherlock, because they really adapted it to the modern times. And still, I think it's really interesting that this story that it's possible to make such an old story into something new, and it still works.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? I was just thinking, like, if you do it now, there's so many things you have to take into account, like media and social media and phones and stuff, and to still make a mystery work that way, I think that's quite impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe there was even, I don't know which series it was, but they made this hound do some technical, I don't know how to call it, but it.
Oh.
So yeah, it was like a black vision or something, but it was really cool because it's also a possibility.
Yeah.
I guess
interesting.
A sort of a fable kind of thing, and that being a fable, it can fit to any times. It's about the people themselves, actually.
Yeah.
Like those other things of the time, like Frankenstein's monster and Dracula, which have been, you know, these classics now. Which again, we're talking horror, we're talking Halloween, which bring nice and neatly. Oh, I'm sewing these things together.
Oh my god.
to Floris's recommendation, which apparently, according to Iris, you reckon we've done this before, but it's such a good book, we have to mention it again. It's called Anno Dracula by Kim Newman. And he had a real fun time reading it when he was on holiday, did Floris. And it's taking all of these characters that I just mentioned and sort of mixing them all together in a fan fiction kind of thing. And he described it, makes me want to read it, which I don't normally read those sort of things. But he says, what if Dracula had survived the battle with Van Helsing's vampire hunters and had gone on to marry Queen Victoria and rule England as Prince Regent?
Could have happened.
Wow, it would be an interesting story.
Could easily have happened.
Who knows? So it's alternative history, as it were. Alternative history, as it were. Well, something like that anyway. Less gothic horror and more pulp action with gothic and aesthetic. Newman has tremendous fun playing around both with the characters from Stoker's novel and his original creations. Purists might want to steer clear, but for everyone else, this is pure bloody fun.
Ah.
Lots of blood and gore and stuff. In a good way.
I mean, it does sound fun.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
sound like a bit of a romp.
They mix all other characters in there as well, and you know, you get Jack the Ripper becoming somebody. You know, it's a bizarre thing.
Yeah.
It's just all allowed in this because it's not, you know, trying to be beholden to any one thing. So
Yeah.
and it's also a very nice a nice cover.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, look at this.
It's gorgeous.
Nice. I can find this cover again. I'm having troubles trying to find these. My brain. Okay, share screen. Here we go. We'll share the screen. Here we go. And there, that thing. It looks kind of flat actually, looking like this, but it's actually a hardback, and it's got a nice material kind of feel.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely something to get your teeth into.
Oh Christ.
Your fangs.
Me. So all right then.
No, don't encourage him. No.
That's good. Well, where are we? Yeah. So, Iris, have you got another one?
Yes. Shall I do another one of Stewart's?
Yeah. Okay.
Because there's another EBM title that he recommended, which is actually also about vampires. So
We're on a roll.
I know this is Segue Central here. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's called Our Own Unique Affliction by Scott J. Moses. And Seward says it's another vampire tale dealing with grief and trauma. And he says it's almost a coming of age novel dealing with what it means to be immortal, but also longing for a normal life, which is like a pretty obvious theme in like vampire stuff, but also not necessarily less interesting just because it's obvious.
Yeah.
And Seward says Moses writes a short but effective story, lots of death and gore, but also for a short novel, a deep dive in what it means to be alive. Very atmospheric and great character writing, which I think especially if it is a short book, then, you know, good character development is important.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's also an EBM title. So if we don't have it in stock, we can get it super quick because
We could just print it for you. Bloop bloop. It's there.
You look the other way.
Yeah, just go for like a coffee on the first floor and come back and your book will be there.
It's actually fast. It is true. It's not quite as fast as I made out, but it's that fast.
No, but it's pretty close, Luke.
Yeah. If you do it really slowly, look away, and then really slowly come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Our Own Unique Affliction. Looks like a scary cover to me.
Those eyes.
Well, it is a horror book. That's sounds about right.
All right. So there you go. That one. Got another one. I've got another one. We've got. Let's see who else is from some stuff. Oh, Bob.
Bob.
Yes, Bob recommends. Bob is one of our newbies, and
Not that new.
he's one of the latest ones. Not the
Is
last.
he newer than Flores?
He was the one before the last batch.
Yeah.
So he's
Okay.
like,
2 years or so.
I mean, Emma,
Doesn't matter. What does he recommend?
okay, well, we'll talk about that later. He recommends The Private Lives of Trees by Alejandro Zambra. I said that really great, didn't I?
Real good. So good. I'm so happy.
Pleased to be a sense. The setup is pretty simple, he says. A stepfather tucks in his stepdaughter at night and tells her these stories he makes up. The characters in the stories are all trees.
Oh, much like the garlic stories.
Yay! Vegetables to life.
So we've got garlics, we've got trees, we've got mushrooms on the cup. We've got another thing.
Maybe their best friend is also a
mushrooms.
carrot.
Yeah. There is Sorry. The bulk of the story takes place while he's waiting for his wife to come back from her drawing lessons, and the story will end when she returns or decides to never return.
Oh shit.
The story is a glimpse into this family's life, their previous relationships, and how these inform the present and the future. Really enjoyable read. So interesting.
Very interesting.
Because it also
sounds very like heavy.
It kind of. Bob likes like a good heavy story. I don't know if it's in the cadre of the fact that we're doing Halloween story and we've got a lot of horror things, but it's fantasy. It's fiction. So it's on the second floor in Amsterdam, but it has an undertone, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the description that Bob wrote or if the book is also like that, but it sounds a little ominous.
Ominous, yeah. That's a bit okay.
A little uncanny. I don't know.
It's one of the books I've got. It's a very thin book.
It's very thin. Oh wow.
Really thin book. Yeah, Veronica is late and Julian's increasingly convinced she won't ever come home. To pass the time, he improvises a story about trees to coax his stepdaughter, Daniela, to sleep. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. Ominous, but it's a very good read.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's very short, 76 pages.
Oh, wow. That is very short.
It's a bit of a shorty, isn't it?
Yeah, even for a novella, that's pretty short.
But no, if Bob likes it and you like, good writing, I think that's a recommendation from good old Bob.
As opposed to the rest of us who like shitty writing.
You don't. No, that's not what I meant. Oh.
I know.
It's a shame, MV, you can't see what we've got here, but you as well. But Iris, are you going to read another one out for us?
Yeah, I have a final Seward recommendation, actually.
Okay.
This one I don't think is an EBM book. I think this is just like a regular stock title. It's called Night's Edge, written by Liz Kieran. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But Seward's description says Mia is caring for her mother, who has an incurable vampire-like virus. That sounds just wonderful. Sounds great. The on-again, off-again abusive boyfriend is also in the mix. This is a wonderful book, obviously. Very cool cover, by the way. Seward says it's almost a weird, toxic mother-daughter thriller. Mia is slowly getting more scared that her mother might turn her one night as she gets more aggressive and angry. Mia meets new friends and thinks she finally has a way out of this weird life. And it's part one of a trilogy, so honestly, anything could happen.
Yeah, pretty scary stuff.
It sounds very like oppressive. I don't know, very sort of like look over your shoulder scary rather than there's a monster under the bed scary.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You never get to see the monster. It's kind of like it's all in your mind.
Yeah.
It's got a little Stephen King-y kind of like vibe to it, but a bit more, a bit darker in a way. I always not that I'm a great Stephen King reader, but anyway, if you're definitely horror of the most horror-y type, really. Sounds good to me. We've got a few more recommended.
Oh my God, we have so many books to talk about.
Easy, man.
I think we only have one more, don't we? Oh no, two, at least two.
Got Bob. We got Naomi. So, well, shall I take Natalia and you?
Yeah, go for it.
Naomi, Natalia, who loves book reading. She's always reading books.
That's not. We all do.
I know, but she just does. She just reads books. Penance by Eliza Clark. Perfect read for true crime fans. So I've got a bit of crime going on. Dark account of a fictional crime that took place in a fictitious seaside town in northern England. It's so well done that you'd come to think, you would come to think the crime, the history of the town, and all the characters are real. Luckily, it's not. Wow. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see. No, got that one. Penance. Oh yeah, here. Let me just share this screen. Grab you. That one.
Oh, that looks very different from usual crimey novels.
Yeah, it does actually, doesn't it? It's kind of quite modern in a way. But yeah, if she recommends it, it sounds like a good one. A dizzying feat of investigative mastery.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, there you go. So sort of like it's not real, but it actually feels like it.
I do like it when books are written like that. When you start to think, wait, did this actually happen? Is this like a fictionalized account of something that actually happened? I like that.
Wow. Okay. I think I'm more like the other way, a fictionalized account of something that actually did happen.
Wait, I don't understand.
That's so.
Oh God, who am I working with? They don't understand me. What was it now? I saw a film the other day that was based on a true story, a true occurrence. True story. That's weird. On a true occurrence, but some of it was so the essence was real, but the things that happened in the story had been fabricated as well. It was in London. The thing that actually occurred is in the early 70s in London. There was a break-in by a bank, and they stole loads and loads of money, but they also stole a lot of stuff in the bank savings. The stuff where people put their personal stuffs in, and there's a lot of information about dealings and crooked politicians and even royalty, photos from royalty that was a bit shouldn't be shown to the public. Yeah. So the film was based around that and what actually they thought might have happened. How they got away with it, because apparently they did get away with it.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So that's it. So that's a true story. Film that was fictionalized because they didn't know all of the actual details.
That is interesting.
Yeah, so they fill it in.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Of course, I went on Wikipedia afterwards to see what the stories were, and then you kind of see what they've done. So that's another thing we can do now, which you couldn't have done, in the 90s, for example. So interesting. So this is the other way around. This is absolutely not real, but it feels
makes you feel like it is. Yeah.
So,
I feel like there's something to say for both. I like both, as long as you sort of know what you're getting into. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the funny thing sometimes when you think you do, or you're kind of not sure, because I don't think you pick up a book always thinking, oh, I know that this is going to be fiction, or I know it's going to be real. I think sometimes or do you? I don't know.
I mean, like either you get it from a fiction section or you don't, right?
That is true. But you see, something like this film, I don't know, has been made into a book, but it would be in a fiction section, but it's based on reality, on a real.
That is true. There's a few.
It's not like you.
So I forgot what it's called, but a recent trend where authors sort of write an autobiography, but there's fictional elements in there as well. Sort of this heightened reality situation. Where do you put that? Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, you could say there are
auto fiction or something.
More, well, I'm thinking predominantly films, maybe not so much books, but based on true facts, where they've changed things around so to make it fit a film, and then there's a sort of an amount of leeway that the public gives it, but these seem to go beyond that, where they So yeah.
Yeah, it's true. If it's a movie, it's much easier to accept for some reason that some parts have been, changed a little bit to fit the format. But with a book, I feel like we're much more purist about it. Oh, but this is not actually what happened. You're just embellishing a story.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it a new phenomenon or is it a
probably not.
Stretch one's beard. I
Should I do the last one?
think you should.
It's called A Dreadful Splendor by B.R. Myers, and Naomi recommended it. She says, I'm generally not a fan of horror, but I couldn't pass on a book where the heroine pretends to be a spiritualist to con rich people, which sounds really fun, to be honest. She gets caught, because of course she does. And in order to stay out of prison, she has to fake a seance to draw out a killer. Our heroine doesn't actually believe in the spirits she pretends to channel, but strange happenings in the mansion make her doubt herself. And then Naomi says this was a very atmospheric read. I read it late at night, which was my mistake. This was a pretty spooky book and at times even frightening. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
Read it in the daylight.
Or if you
That
want,
really helps.
Yeah.
where can you find it in the shop? Is it in?
I don't know.
Well, blimey.
Yeah.
Is it in? Yes, it's A Dreadful Splendor by Myers, but we don't know if it's going to be in young adult.
I mean, Naomi says it's a horror book, but I have to admit, I don't think it's something that I have bought for my section.
No, and on the subject, it's under crime and mystery fiction, which again, it comes back to that thing of like it crosses over. You know, is it crime?
Yeah.
Is it fiction? Is it horror? Is it young adult?
It sounds like it's a crime fiction book with, or like a mystery book that has supernatural elements
With
with like the
cozy
ghosts
crime.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe the ghosts aren't ghosts. I don't know. Maybe it's like just like a mouse in the attic. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean,
Not me.
when you're talking about that, it reminded me of Ghost, the film Ghost.
Yeah.
Remember that? No, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Because she yeah, it's also Whoopi Goldberg's character. Goldberg. Is a seance person, supposedly connected with the other world, and she actually doesn't have that power, and then actually she finds out that she does. So maybe in this book she finds out she does as well.
Yeah, it's quite a fun premise, right? Like the fake medium suddenly turns out to be a real medium.
It's also in a new Good Omens series, actually, the one on Amazon Prime.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
A
she's
fake medium?
constantly faking it. Yeah, and suddenly her body is taken over by this angel demon figure, and her voice is changing. It's really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go. It's around. It's a good.
Still kicking.
Yeah. So what about our list? Have we got everything? We've done
I
it.
think so.
Let's see. Yeah,
Because we're real good at our jobs, Luke.
there you go.
Yeah.
Um,
Damn.
No, with series and How the Baskervilles and Starling House and Dreadful Splendor and blimey, governor, loads of books. Yes. Actually, why don't we do that? Hold our books up that we've got.
Well, I only have the one.
That's good. You hold yours up, and then Emma, you can hold up yours, and you can just show all the yes. Get
Show the people.
your eyeballs around some
Ooh.
books. That's what I say. This is the Halloween books. There you go. That's good. I like it. Oh, we'll do that later.
A bit of everything.
Mm.
Yeah, should we just mention a few things that we're doing for the next month?
Yes, please.
Little events list. Well, next week we've got open mic, which is done by me. And that's in the Amsterdam store. Friday next week is the 3rd, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. But it's also online, right? It's a hybrid event.
You are right, my young lady. You are right. I will be using the very same microphone and a video camera here.
And your regular accent, I would hope.
And my regular accent, whatever that may be. Yeah, so that if people don't want to turn up or can't turn up in the shop, they can actually turn up from anywhere in the world, and they do.
Which is great, because I think the weather's going to be terrible.
Right, okay, then I better get the old polish the.
Yeah.
And then after that, we've got on the 18th and 19th, which I believe is a weekend.
Yes.
Dutch Comic Con, big,
Woo!
huge. That's going to have lots of people going to Utrecht.
Yeah.
And the ABC will be we will be there in force. And
As we have always been,
yeah,
I think.
are you there this time as well or not?
I'm not going, no, because very shortly after Dutch Comic Con, it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
And I am in charge of the Thanksgiving celebrations in The Hague. So I will be very busy during the Dutch Comic Con weekend, probably.
But yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited for that. It's going to be good fun. There's maybe if you can share the screen, there's some info on the website. I mean, people can go there themselves. I'll put the link in the description. I mean, downstairs. But it's going to be real fun. There's going to be lots of stuff. We are hosting a bake-off in The Hague.
Bake-off.
And we're also...
That's got some section.
It's real good.
You've got Thanksgiving.
That's real good.
Oh, Thanksgiving. Yeah, Thanksgiving ABC here. Well, no, there's 2 of them. Wow. So
yeah, I
yeah
requested a separate listing for the bake-off so as not to confuse the people.
Right.
Because if you put too much information in one spot, it's just too much. But anyway, there's a bake-off. It's going to be great. You should definitely participate. And we also have like a tea tasting of sorts in our The Hague store. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be the best.
Yeah.
Best Thanksgiving ever. You should definitely come.
Definitely come. There you go. Be it in the Hague or in Amsterdam. But yes, Iris.
No, it should be in The Hague.
Yay.
Screw you.
Whatever. Then we can sit around drinking tea in Amsterdam and whatever. Yeah. So because you've been working all year about this one, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is last year. So I'm mightily. You need to take videos and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. The fruits of my labors.
Yeah. And then we'll try and do our best next year to one up you and make it even better. Because this year, I believe there's going to be music in ABC Amsterdam.
That's what I heard.
And balloons and I don't know, lots of fun.
You know, the usual.
Huge. And of course, the big thing is that everybody gets 10% off.
Yes.
If you've got a discount card, student card, teacher card, blah blah blah, you get 20% off. Woo! So,
it's the perfect time to start buying your Christmas presents.
It is, yeah, week before.
Or Sinterklaas presents or whatever presents. Just buy some books, man. You know you want to.
You. Emma V, are you going to be there on the Thanksgiving Day?
I think so, yeah. I'll probably be working. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, cookies and tea.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
Books, yeah. Only need cats, but no.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we've done everything, haven't we?
I think so too. Damn, look at us.
And
Well-oiled machine. Not really, but
well-teed machine, I think, maybe.
Huh?
I've got tea here. Next month is Thanksgiving month. So that's the theme for next month, isn't it? Thanksgiving?
I don't remember, dude. I think probably it's like something gift ideas or something.
Ideas for Christmas, you're right. Gift idea.
Yeah.
So
Because it'll be after Thanksgiving.
Emma, if you want to join us again, you're more than welcome to, but we'll see if there's
of course.
we've got some more suggestions for the Christmas present.
Baguette.
I
always forget that we're live on the internet and also this is going to be recorded on the internet and I just say stupid things and then it's going to be online forever. It's great.
It's very weird. But I want
What? I'm totally normal. Shut up.
I say Krampus.
Oh, those
I
are
love a good
nice.
Krampus.
Yeah, there's also cronuts.
Wait, what are those?
That's a croissant donut mix.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, I didn't.
That sounds like a
taste
flaky
them, but-
mess.
Yeah, they're always left over, so I don't know if that's
See?
a good sign.
That's not good.
No.
I'd rather go for a cronut than a Krampus, but then again, maybe that's I don't have the Dutch gene in me. I'm not sure. For a Krampus, and it's really strange.
No, I love it. It's so easy to eat instead of the usual architectural disaster. Yeah.
Everybody leaves the pink one, I believe, for last. That's
Yeah. It's like leaving the worst wine to last or something like that. clients, and then by that time it doesn't really matter. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, like you know,
some life advice with Luke.
the man who knows. Then let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
We will be back next month on the 24th.
Next month on the 24th. Sounds good.
24th.
24th. Good. Be there.
Or else.
Yeah, or else. Come
No
on.
presents for you.
No presents for you. You hear it?
Right. Emma V, thank you for joining us this time. And
Thank you too.
and Iris, I never know, Iris, thank you for your amazing headwear.
Yeah, thanks.
Has to be said.
You're really cute.
My little bats. I'm gonna be wearing them to the store on Tuesday on Halloween itself.
You do need to do that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be forgetting that I'm wearing them, so that's gonna be fun. Because it's very light, you hardly feel it.
Yeah. People are going to be smiling at you and are going to go.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like, what? Oh,
Oh, you're on the tram.
yeah.
All right.